Hello everyone! First of all, second of all, welcome back to my channel. For this week's video, we are going to be making a t-shirt quilt, which is a really easy, fun, and quick project for a beginning sewer, such as myself. And it's a really good way to get rid of old t-shirts without having to throw away all the nostalgia. As a personal clothing addict, I have way too many clothes, but I don't want to let go of all the ones that I've collected from my events in high school and early college years. So I decided to turn them into something useful instead of just throwing them away or donating them. So without further ado, let's get started. Welcome to my den! This is where I keep all of my fabric stashes, my sewing supplies, needles, thread, my sewing machine, everything. And today we are going to dive right into this bad boy, which is entirely filled with t-shirts. So, in this box is all of the t-shirts that I have collected since I was in the 8th grade up till my senior year in high school. And when I was a 13, 14-year-old girl, I went through this phase of wanting to not let any man know the shape of my body, so I exclusively wore extra large men's shirts. So most of this box is going to be that. Some of them are going to have puns on them, some of them are going to have like names of clubs that I belong to, so yeah, without further ado, let's dive into it. Aha, this is when I went to a leadership conference called Hobie. That was awesome. That was so cool. I forgot how many things I did in high school. Man, I'm such a bum now. It's depressing. So this is a jacket that I already kind of cut up and made rags out of. You can tell because it's missing the sleeves. Why are we at the dollar store and you can just hijack your own clothing? This one's actually really sweet. This is a t-shirt that my dad bought me. This drawing was made out of a drawing that I made for him when I was like 10, maybe like 7, I don't know. But it's really, really sweet. I never wore it because I thought it looked bad, and now I feel bad. I should wear it actually. I don't think I'll turn that one into a blanket. This is from a youth camp that I went to for my church. So fun. This was like days before my fiance and I started dating. Ah, I forgot he's my fiance! Ah! Now I gotta turn this into a blanket. Wish me luck. The first step I took was to cut off the sleeves and the sides of the t-shirts. You want to make sure that the shirt is completely flat when you do this, so that your front piece and your back piece are the same size. And yes, you are cutting the front and the back, so you will end up with 2 squares per shirt. I didn't worry about cutting perfect squares because I knew I'd be able to hem them into shape later. But if you'd like to be safe rather than sorry, you can always use a book or a binder of some sorts to trace around the logo of the t-shirt to cut. This whole process took me about 2 whole hours to cut up all the t-shirts, but it goes by rather quickly if you have a nice movie playing in the background. I chose Pirates of the Caribbean. So here I have all the fabric squares that I'm going to work with, and here's all the cabbage left over. After I cut up all my t-shirts, I laid them flat on my bedroom floor to see how I wanted to arrange them. I decided on this 2x5 pattern for a long, skinny blanket. As you can see, I layered up each fabric square to be with its front and back end of one t-shirt, so that every single fabric square had 2 pieces of fabric, but they were both from the same t-shirt to have a consistency in fabric and design. I then pinned the squares together, 2 at a time, front sides touching each other. This was the longest process, so having a movie in the background or some kind of entertainment really helps. After sewing one of the pairs together, you should end up with something like this. Then you are going to sew all of your joined pairs together, again making sure that the front sides touch each other. This will result in all of your edges being on the inside and the fronts of all your t-shirts looking nice and clean on the outside. When you are done, it should look something like this.
It's crooked. No!
So, here's where I messed up. I pinned the red piece crookedly to this blue piece, and I didn't check it before I sewed it all together. Definitely check your work, people. Here I am pinning my very last piece. This would have been way easier if I wasn't a silly goose and had just sewn it correctly the first time, but nonetheless, here's what it looks like when it's finished.
Thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you have a splendid rest of your day. Go find an adventure, go bake a cake, make a t-shirt quilt, maybe get proposed to. All in all, I hope you all stay safe out there, make good choices, and stay happy. Bye!